Hi, I'm Leslie Palma, Communications Director for Priests for Life, here with your pro-life news break for Friday, September 5th. In an appearance before a Senate Finance Committee hearing yesterday, Health Secretary Robert Kennedy said the Biden administration twisted the data on the dangerous abortion pill mifepristone to cover up how it hurts women. Republican Senators James Lankford of Oklahoma and Steve Daines of Montana both questioned Kennedy about safety protocols for the abortion pill. There were a lot of changes on the allocation of mifepristone for elective abortions under the Biden administration, Lankford said. It's now open to anyone without a prescription. You don't have to go through a doctor. There's all kinds of issues that are happening on it. Kennedy said he recently spoke to FDA Commissioner Marty Makary about an ongoing review and was assured it is progressing. We know that during the Biden administration, they actually twisted the data to bury one of the safety signals, Kennedy said, but it was during the Obama administration when the FDA stopped reporting adverse reactions from the drug that is associated with heavy bleeding, infection, and sometimes death. Most of the rancorous 3-hour hearing focused on vaccinations, response to the COVID-19 pandemic, and recent shakeups at the Centers for Disease Control. But there was more news about mifepristone from Texas, where Governor Greg Abbott is expected to sign into law a new bill that will allow private citizens to sue for $100,000 anyone who manufactures, distributes, or provides abortion pills to women in the state. Despite laws protecting most babies from abortion, deadly abortion pills continue to flow into the state from mail order and online providers. With the new law to take effect in December, Texas will become the first state to crack down on the abortion method used in the majority of abortions in the U.S. The law is certain to face legal challenges from the usual suspects. A student at the University of Kentucky in Lexington was arrested Sunday after the body of her dead newborn son was found wrapped in a towel and hidden inside a closet in her off-campus apartment. Laken Snelling, 21, has pleaded not guilty to charges including concealing the birth of a baby, abuse of a corpse, and tampering with physical evidence. Her now deactivated Instagram account included photos of her visibly pregnant and with a man presumed to be the baby's father. Snelling listed as one of her life goals that she wanted to be a mother and have a family. Fayette County Coroner Gary Ginn said his office is conducting a thorough and methodical death investigation to ensure all facts are carefully considered. A safe haven baby box where the baby boy could have been surrendered safely and anonymously is located just miles from where his lifeless body was found. U.S. Supreme Court Justice Amy Coney Barrett defends the court's decision to overturn Roe v. Wade in 2022 in her new book, Listening to the Law: Reflections on the Court and Constitution, set for release next week. She describes the 1973 Roe decision legalizing abortion as an exercise of raw judicial power that invented a right not deeply rooted in the nation's traditions. The evidence does not show that the American people have traditionally considered the right to obtain an abortion so fundamental to liberty that it goes without saying in the Constitution, Barrett wrote. In fact, the evidence cuts in the opposite direction. Abortion not only lacked long-standing protection in American law, it had long been forbidden. I've been reporting about D.C. late-term abortionist Cesar Santangelo, who was recently spotted walking with a cane and in a full right arm cast. This week we learned that his Washington Surgery Clinic is no longer scheduling abortion appointments, and the reason could be that the abortion mill's license to kill expired August 10th and has not been renewed. Mothers hoping to schedule appointments with Santangelo are being referred to the National Abortion Federation. Stay tuned to this developing story. 230 Democrats in the U.S. House and Senate have written to President Trump to complain about a new rule that prohibits abortion and abortion counseling in Veterans Affairs facilities. The new rule replaced one from the Biden administration that allowed abortions to be performed for veterans and dependents under certain circumstances. At a press conference this week, Representative Mark Takano of California complained that the new rule would put veterans' lives at risk and rob them of essential health care. Connecticut Senator Richard Blumenthal said the change would cause chaos and confusion, although the exact rule was in place for 20 years before Biden tinkered with it. The Quebec College of Physicians in Canada wants it to be legal to euthanize newborns with severe disabilities. This is not the first time the so-called physicians have proposed killing babies. In 2022, the group recommended euthanasia for babies up to a year old with very grave and severe medical syndromes. The Netherlands already allows infants up to a year old to be legally murdered. And finally, a new study suggests that extreme morning sickness can lead women to consider abortion. The survey of 289 Australian women who suffer from hyperemesis gravidarum during their pregnancies found that 54% thought about terminating, while 90% said they also considered never being pregnant again. The disorder is characterized by excessive nausea, vomiting, dehydration, and electrolyte imbalances. It can lead to weight loss, malnutrition, and hospitalization. Kate Middleton, or Catherine, Princess of Wales, experienced the disorder with all 3 of her pregnancies. Caitlin K. Smith, founder of a support group for moms experiencing the disorder and a co-author of the study, said that too often women's symptoms are dismissed as a normal part of pregnancy, when in fact they are experiencing a condition that can be life-altering. That's some of what's making news this week. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you're an NFL fan, this is the week you've been waiting for since February. I'll be in upstate New York for the Ravens opener against the Bills Sunday, and I'll be wearing my colors. Go Ravens. I'll see you next week. Please remember always that life is the only